Hey class, we're back again, and now we're going to start looking at Chapter 8.2. So in Chapter 8.2, we're solving problems that involve rates, and really our learning target is to be able to analyze and solve problems that involve rates. What you're going to find with these topics is that there's usually multiple rates in these particular problems that we're trying to solve. So we have example 1 here, which is solving a problem that involves multiple rates. Jeff lives in a town near the Canadian and US border. The gas tank of his truck holds about 90 liters, and he can either buy gas in his town at $1.06 liters or travel across the border into the United States to fill up at $2.86 per US dollars per gallon, and that is again a US gallon. So which option makes the most sense economically, or in layman terms, which one's going to cost them the less? Well, in order to do that, we need a couple of conversion factors. So you'll notice that I kind of researched these two things. 1 US gallon is approximately 3.79 liters, and 1 US dollar, and this is as of yesterday, is $1.35. So the big thing we need to do is we need to figure out, okay, 90 liters, what does that equal to as far as Canadian dollars? How many gallons is 90 liters, and then how much US dollars would that be? And then we need to find a way to compare our US dollars to our Canadian dollars. So let's start off with just trying to figure out how much this is going to cost him Canadian, because we already know that he's looking for 90 liters. And we're trying to take this 90 liters and we're trying to convert this to money. So using a conversion factor, I can set up that I know it costs $1.06 for every 1 liter. And this is in Canadian dollars. We'll kind of signify that with the red. So again, math-wise, we're going to do 90 times the 1.06 divided by 1, which is not really going to change anything. So in the calculator, I'm doing 90 times 1.06. Canadian dollars is going to cost me $95.40 to fill this thing up. So $95.40 to fill my tank. So now what I want to start doing is I want to try and figure out US-wise how much am I going to pay. So I'm going to take this 90 liters. So I've got 90 liters. And I'm going to convert this from liters to gallons, or US gallons. So I've noticed I want to get rid of liters, so I need liters on the bottom. And I'm going to gallons. It's a GAL, is apparently the abbreviation for that. So what's our relationship there? It's 3.79 multiplied by, over 1 gallon. Okay. Now we could stop there, but I think I'm going to dig a little bit deeper. I think you guys can remember your Math 10 even better. So if you'll notice that if we stopped here right now, we would get rid of our liters. Those units will go away, and we'd be left with gallons. So now currently this number, this 90 times 1 divided by 3.79, that represents the number of gallons I have. So what if I wanted to get rid of gallons and go to US dollars? Well, I can set up another conversion factor. I want to get rid of gallons, and I want to end up with US dollars. So I'm going to just tag the US at the back and a dollar sign at the front. And you'll notice, well, do I have a conversion factor for that? Sure I do. They gave me a rate right here that says it's $2.86 for every US gallon. So 1 US gallon is $2.86 in US. Now I'm stuck here with US money. So if I wanted to convert this to Canadian money to do the ultimate comparison, what I need to think about is how can I get from US dollars? Okay, so I need US dollars on the bottom. And then I want to end up with Canadian dollars, which I'm just going to signify as dollars. I guess I probably could put CAN up here, just so we know we're talking Canadian. So what's the relationship between a US dollar and a Canadian dollar? Well, 1 US dollar is $1.35 Canadian. So just to be clear, if you chase the units through this thing, you'll see what we've done. We started with liters. I put a liter conversion factor on the bottom so that my liters will leave. I'm now left with gallons. I then set up a conversion factor that's going to get rid of my gallons, and it's going to leave me with US dollars. I then set up another conversion factor to get rid of my US dollars and leave me with Canadian dollars. So in the end, what am I coming out with here? I'm coming out with how much it would cost me to fill up in the US, but I'm changing it to Canadian money. Now, as far as the procedure goes, I'm going to do 90 times 1 times 2.86 times 1.35. I'm going to find out what that number is. And I'm going to divide it by 3.79 multiplied by 1 multiplied by 1. So that's really just going to be 3.79. Your other option is actually to put in your calculator 9, open bracket, 1 divided by 3.79. So I'm just kind of putting the numerical parts in. 1 divided by 3.79, close bracket, open another bracket, 2.86 divided by 1 if you want, close bracket, open bracket, 1.35 divided by 1. So what I'm doing here, I know it's not the most mathematically efficient method, but what I'm doing is I'm just setting up my conversion factors exactly how they look. And I think I missed a decimal place there at some point. Just give me 1 second. I'm going to try that again. I did. I missed a factor of 10. So when I do that correctly, I should have got 91.69. So this would be $91.69 to fill up in the U.S. So are we better off filling up in Canada, or are we better off filling up in the U.S.? It looks like based on the strength of the dollar right now, or at least as of yesterday, we'd be better off filling up in the U.S. And so there's an example of solving a problem that involves multiple rates.